really awesome as far as like a first day exploring Mexico.
First grocery shopping experience. And we get to do it with you! Yay! So our first grocery run, summary, definitely different than the United States. Go slow. Yep. Good. Slow. Our last video left off with us trying to get under a very low portico at our first camping spot in Mexico. We had just crossed the border and literally had driven from sunrise to sunset, so we were super thankful to make it under the portico with just an inch or two to spare. We set the RV up and spent the day relaxing and doing some work the next day around the RV. And finally, we set off the next day to explore our first real town in Mexico, Real de Catorce, which is a historic mining town in San Luis Potosi. It was a very long and bumpy hour ride, which took us just 17 miles down an old cobblestone road and then through a 1.5 mile long one-way tunnel. We finally entered Real de Catorce on a very cold and windy day, but started exploring this beautiful town.
Well, you having a good time yet?
Yes.
You're freezing?
I'm very cold, but this is so cool. The tunnel was amazing. And this town is so mountainy, and everything's cobblestone roads and old and so beautiful. Being in here reminds me of being in Europe. It's not common that you see ornate churches like this in the United States. It's beautiful.
It's been really awesome as far as like a first day exploring Mexico. Just, I kind of wish it wasn't the off season or stormy in this town that we're in right now, because a lot more vendors would have been open. We could have gotten lost for the whole afternoon. The town is super old, super authentic. There's no reason to be nervous about coming to Mexico.
It's really cold. It's so windy. This windstorm is not normal, by the way. They said this was unusual weather. There's been big windstorms throughout all of Mexico. There's trees blown down in Mexico City. Electrical poles have fallen down. So I think it's like kind of a freak storm. So hopefully not a norm. So we're gonna get going. Where are we going?
I'm going to Walmart if I can get in the Jeep.
Our first grocery shopping experience. And we get to do it with you! Yay! Super excited. I think this is like a Sam's Club or like a Costco or something. That everything's in bulk, and they have like tires and washing machines, motorcycles. It's very interesting and very clean. There's a whole pig's head, like a whole pig's head. Right here. You can just grab it off the shelf, put it in your cart, call it a day. So milk is very different here. We saw this in Spain as well, but they actually keep their milks in cartons at room temperature. It's not like you can go to a big milk section in the dairy refrigerated area. So I'm just trying to like find out what is done to this, that it doesn't have to be kept at refrigerator temperature, and if it's okay milk. So just figuring it out.
When it's highly pasteurized like we do in the States, that's when it will spoil if it's not refrigerated. So low pasteurization is still pretty good. And we've heard from farmers in the States that lower pasteurization doesn't actually take away a lot of the nutrients that would have otherwise been stripped out of high pasteurization. So the exchange rate is like 20 to 1, right? So we're looking at all of this fabulous alcohol here, and it's 154 pesos. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 40. Let's just say that's $1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7. A little more than $7, roughly $8 for a bottle of Captain Morgan. This would be what?
At least 20.
19,
yeah,
22
probably.
at the max.
Maybe cheap 16 somewhere, but that's like finding it cheap somewhere because
Yeah.
it's a name brand, so it's gonna be $20.
Yeah. What's the difference? Is this like a key lime?
I don't know.
Cottonelle for 4 is about $1.61, which is about $3 for a 4-pack in the United States.
Cottonelle, yeah.
For Cottonelle, for sure, maybe more. The selection is definitely different. It's lots of like junk food, but I guess being in a grocery store now, even the produce selection wasn't super extensive, so that's just gonna have to be something we acclimate to. Not a lot of leafy greens, lots of fruit,
Lots of meat.
lots of meat, yeah. So we're gonna go to Walmart and see if it's any different there.
And it actually feels more like a Walmart. Well, I guess maybe the way it's set up.
Feels like home.
It is set up very similar.
Go to Walmart.
Why?
The prices are slightly cheaper and they have a way better selection. We're much happier now. Hummus.
We gotta make our hummus.
We have to make our hummus because we didn't think we were going to be able to find hummus. Hummus. Hummus.
So we're thinking about this produce section.
It's definitely more full, more selection. They have spinach. Still not a lot of leafy greens. Cauliflower.
It's cruciferous though.
They got a cruciferous. We got broccoli. Again, nothing's organic. So our first grocery run summary, definitely different than the United States, but we got all of this for $16. So not too bad.
We are headed over to the New States house just next door to discuss our next move about where we're going tomorrow. This was a big concern for a lot of people before we left, was how are we going to stay safe while we're traveling? Number one, there's safety in numbers. Number two, we always discuss and research the next place that we're headed. We don't just hop in the van, start the engine, and willy-nilly drive through Mexico. That's probably the biggest piece of advice that we've heard most often, is to just do your research. And then from there, don't be a dummy. Just be aware of your surroundings and do your research, and that will keep you safe in all foreign lands.
Travel into the other locations.
This one. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
What are we on the mission to do here?
We need food.
Tamale, empanada,
Gordita,
carne asada.
We're just gonna name all of the Spanish food.
Navaca.
How do you say it? Tango hombre?
Tengo hambre.
Tango hombre.
Tengo
And if
hambre.
we say we're hungry, we say tenemos hambre.
Tenemos hambre. That was great.
Everyone on cue.